You have to give props to that. But either way, take a look here at the defense coming up from Reunited. It will be Volotaja on the 76, Cruz on the Torbjorn, Winghaven on Winston, Too Easy on the Widowmaker, Unfixed on the Roadhog, and Morte, he's going to be Lucio, the speed boost out his team, and he's going to go back and go on Mercy. I would almost guarantee it.
Yeah, and it's probably to get Cruz out there. Yeah, an interesting play here. So on offense... yeah, everyone's blaming me in chat. Okay. On offense, this is probably what they're going to run. It looks pretty good to me. Twitty will be on the Reinhardt. They are going to run Rib on an offensive Roadhog who's really been coming into the meta lately in all sorts of situations. Migger will be the Lucio, and Duntonian will be Mercy. Olba will be McCree, and Oxy will be Widowmaker.
Alrighty, and we're going to see early on here, Too Easy versus Oxy. Who is going to get the better of each other? This is a big Widow v Widow map. We're getting an update here from Slash saying NG Blue over Fortress. NG Blue coming in. That is a crazy quick finish. Props to NG Blue. Alright, so we go. The game is underway. Let's just see how this works out. Reunited definitely spreading out a bit on defense, not committing to the right side of some teams' wall. And here comes OWKings going straight through the middle, not wasting any time, but Reunited over the top can flank this very, very well. Mercy just running afoul of the Winston. Winston going deep in. Atonian trying to stay alive here as Winghaven trying to take it out. OWKings with a decent incoming here thus far. Olba, many people have praised him, one of the better McCrees here in EU, as both teams getting into a pretty scrappy fight early on.
His turret is still up, even though his Guardian is down, unable to repair it. This Resurrection might spell the end of it finally.
Yeah, both teams still getting into it. Olba getting the double kill, able to take out Volotaja, and this is a pretty good opening here for the side of OWKings. Reunited getting caught perhaps a little bit off guard as the payload almost in progress. Reunited, though, getting right back onto the point. Cruz getting in there, Unfixed with the whole hog. And they're going to retake control, but not before suffering a 2/3 capture.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was that turret, though, because it made the push so slow. I mean, it was so close to actually being capped, but because they weren't able to deal with it, they had to really kind of slow push that because they have no high ground heroes to deal with it. They were able to get back, reinforce, get that whole hog off. Now the turret's back up, and yeah, they have nothing to deal with the high ground at all.
Volotage now going to have to activate the tech visor right away, able to throw pulse rifle shot after pulse rifle shot in, going to get negated a bit by the sound barrier coming out here from the offense. Both teams getting to it, both teams down a player. Too Easy, though, in the back is on Widowmaker, is under pressure a little bit. We'll see what we can do here. Olba getting in. Will Olba live? Will Too Easy live? As Olba going to go down. Too Easy now, way less pressure on him, looking for the Mercy pick. Mercy will go down. A little bit of a crazy fight on top of the payload, but Reunited is going to hold firm.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the reasons why a lot of teams don't like Numbani, is that you can't really have sustained pushes. It's impossible. It's one fight. If you win, that's great. Get a resurrection, great too. But the defense is in such a better position to reinforce that, I mean, once you lose someone on the point, if you don't have a resurrection up, that's it. They're dead. They're not coming back in that fight. So it's a reset after reset.
Oh, here we go. OWKings going straight to the middle again. Roadhog on Roadhog action. Hook to hook. Rib going to go down. The Unfixed, now Unfixed. Catches out Mercy. Mercy catches the whole blood of that whole hog as Too Easy over the top, picking off two people right away as OWKings getting wiped out just as quickly as they went in. And honestly, Mercy getting caught out that far away from her team was absolutely terrible. Look at Too Easy now. Too Easy looking for a quick pick.
Yeah, we do see some switch here as Oxy comes on to a Reaper rather than running on the Widowmaker. So apparently he's had enough of trying to battle Too Easy. He's just going to try to take down the double tanks that Reunited's running.
And OWKings now not going to go up the gut, saying that that hasn't really worked out as well for them as they would like. They're going to go up the side, challenge Unfixed, and Unfixed could be in some trouble here. Sort of Unfixed versus World will hook the other Roadhog again. The Roadhog v Roadhog action is a thing. Volotaja does have the tac visor at the ready. This should be getting started here any moment.
Yeah, I like this slow push, though, and I like the angle that they're taking, too. They're decided that we don't have high ground initiation, so we're just going to take the high ground as a team.
Yep, they are moving forward, aided by that Reinhardt shield. Winghaven, though, getting in, cleaving the entire team, not caring about the Reinhardt shield. And they are slow pushing, but they're slowly getting just whittled down here by the defense. Defense going to get 2 quick kills. The sound barrier comes down after they've already suffered 2 deaths. The resurrection going to come up, but the timing of ultimates here for OWKings is all sorts of off. And Reunited should have this fight.
Yeah, Olba tried to hit his high noon, got pushed back into a corner, got nothing off of it, and absolutely cleaned up is OWKings. I like how I called out both Volotaja and Winghaven for playing very traditional heroes and not having versatility, and then neither are playing the heroes I know them for. Good for them.
Well, Voltage, I've seen him have a really good 76 in the past, and I think if McCree does get nerfed, we'll see way more 76 play in the future.
Yeah.
I still think even right this moment, 76 is a hero that people have kind of slept on to some extent.
I totally agree. 76 is great on defense on a ton of maps. This one in particular, Kings Row, Hollywood.
Well, here we go. The offense moving right in. Olba has too easy in his sights. We'll take him out immediately for first pick. But Torbjorn, Aardvark paying off his Cruz, exploding for the triple kill, making a quad kill. Have you ever seen a Torb with that many kills in the kill feed in a comp match? It does happen from time to time, but it's pretty rare. Cruz might have secured himself play of the game there.
Yeah, Molten Core's pretty good ult. Now everyone's going to get armored up. He's throwing those packs on the ground. Now Roadhog with an insane amount of health. Just needs Symmetra shields to be like 700.
Thank you.
Well, here we go. The offense now going to have their last gasp. Oh, well, we'll take out that turret to start out with, but Winghaven pushing the offense back, buying a whole ton of time here. In fact, this is rough. They have to get on the point right now. Mercy almost going down to Too Easy in the back. Has to run for his life. Olba, though, will get the Deadeye off. Takes out Too Easy. Makes it a double kill. Olba going off. Can he complete the triple kill? He will. Olba going absolutely crazy here in the back. Gonna make it a quad with getting onto the Mercy. And this is a bit of a problem here for Reunited. I think they could have held that. They messed up. They gave Olba too much room to maneuver, and OWKings can get the payload moving.
Yeah, they really only needed to probably win that one more time on defense to actually shut them down first time on the map. Some interesting switches come out. Defensively, Unfixed comes up into a Tracer. Valataja goes back to his home on the range of McCree. Winghaven, of course, back onto Reinhardt as well. So you are seeing the composition switch off greatly. Oxy actually had a lot of nice kills. He is back on Widow, too.
Yeah, Boxy is in the window. Here comes Voltaja, flashbang over the top, trying to go in, but the offense countering with the sound barrier as Olba now feasting, able to take out Winghaven. That was a beautiful sound barrier coming out from the side of the offense, and now OWKings with a real chance to move this forward, getting a triple kill to start this out.
A couple reses go back and forth, though. Voltaja able to take out Olba. It is scrappy down there.
It is totally scrappy. The Deadeye coming up from Voltaja. He's going to make it a high noon, just kidding. Saves the charge, moving forward as the defense now coming right back. Winghaven and Too Easy getting a pick each. Voltaja going to fan the hammer. And that was looking really good for OWKings to start that off, but it was a good sound barrier in a turn, but the Resurrection not doing them any favors has Voltaja take out Miker with authority towards the end.
Yeah, a full clean wipe there. Now Twitty is going to have his ultimate, as is their secondary tank in Roadhog, played by Ribe. So they're going to try to get some nice combinations here going down. But, you know, it looked really rough for Reunited. They're going to start getting rolled, and it's kind of, you know, the momentum-based game as it is. So a nice stand there to really surprise, and they're trying to hold this.
I know, and here we go. The offense about to move in again. Speed boost is out. Rib ready to go whole hog if necessary. As Olba taking out and fixing the back to start this out. 65 in favor of OWKings. This is a great look here. Whole hog about to come out, but he's going to get stunned just as soon as he starts it. The Earth Shatter is true. Knocks down 3 people. Might not be enough, though. Look at Olba in the back with the Deadeye. Already took out Winghaven without. Will take out the Lucio. And OWKings, even though they all got knocked down, going to persevere, and a lot has to be thanked to Olba.
Yeah, I'm a little confused on the Tracer pick here. I mean, it's fine, it's okay-ish. I would much prefer a Reaper to go against the composition they're facing. It's nice because you can charge up your ultimate quickly on these double tanks, but with all the healing that you're going to see on this team with double support, you're not going to really be able to get the tank kills that you generally want with a Tracer. I think Reaper would be actually more effective at eliminating people from the battlefield rather than just getting pulse bomb charges.
All right, we have the Deadeye here coming up from the defense, but the offensive sound barrier is out. Tweedy is looking for the Earth Shatter. Will it be coming down here? Well, waiting with bated breath. Will drop the Lucio, but gets dropped by Too Easy in turn. Both teams down 3 people. The Resurrection coming up for the offense, so gonna bring up all those fallen heroes. The fight is renewed, and Oxy in the back already has 2 kills. Let's see what he does as he looks for more. Too Easy in the sights. Too Easy versus Oxy, and Too Easy going to take it.
Yeah, Unfixed, just as I mentioned, I didn't love the Tracer. He is getting the value that he's looking for. He's just trying to pick Mercy, and it's such a crucial pick to happen that he's able to dive deep. That's all he's going for in these fights, actually. He finally got it done there, able to take down Adatonian towards the end of that fight, really denying some charge. So, and maybe I spoke too soon. If he can get to these backlines and really wreck these supports, then the Tracer's fine.
Oh, absolutely. The defense right now is reestablished. We'll see how this works out here. Neither team really has a huge advantage alt-wise, so Winghaven now getting the Earthshaker, going to drop it through the payload, knocks down 3. A beautiful engagement coming up from Winghaven as he swings the hammer in the back line. And Reunited should have this fight, although look at Atonian. Atonian almost has a resurrection up, needs to get 1 or 2 more pistol shots, but not going to get up in time. He'll probably just save that res for the next fight.
I don't think anyone's been playing a better Reinhardt of the last 2 months than Winghaven. And I used to call him out in games for missing stuff and missing charges. He used to have abysmal games on occasion where it was just hard to watch. But lately, he's been having consistently great games, and he's just a pinnacle of Reinhardt.
Winghaven has definitely leveled up as time has gone on. Gone are the days where he'd sort of recklessly charge in and die 1v6. Not the Winghaven of today. Resurrection is going to come up here. For both teams, they have it at the ready. We see Unfixed now moving into the back, still repping the defensive tracer, not getting as much value on it as you might like seeing, but it has been working out thus far here for Reunited. As oh no, too easy at the flanking Widow is able to take out Olba, taking out that big engine of OWKings DPS. But here comes Tweedy with the double knockdown Earthshatter, takes out Winghaven. It's getting pretty brawly here as Unfixed though, proving his worth. Tracer in the back line, gets the pulse bomb kill on the Miker. And Unfixed is totally untouched right now, getting a lot of work done in the back, and Winghaven gonna get some follow-up.
Yeah, he did absolutely everything you have to do on a Tracer there. He took down the Widow, then was able to take down a Resurrecting Mercy, then took down the Lucio. Those are your prime targets, and maybe I was focusing too much on the tank, saying to switch on the Reaper. If he can do this and just completely negate their back line, rather, he's going to completely wreck everything.
And this right now is just the offense trying to keep overtime in progress. They're not going to be able to do that. You cannot spam Tracers in 1 hero limit. And as a result, this is going to be a full hold for the side of Reunited. And now all Reunited has to do is either get to that second last point faster or just finish the map, and they will win map number 1 over OWKings. Big res is coming out from both teams here. Both teams effectively had a full reset during that play of the game.
Cruz, though. That Torb card. Oh, I was hoping for a Torb play of the game. A rarity and competitive.
Yeah, no, I think if the game had ended on point A, if OWKings did not have that great last-second push, I think we would have seen the Torb play the game. But unfortunately, life is not that good. We are not going to see Aardvark pay off, at least on the first round.
So they finished the map as a win condition. Pretty solid defense there, and kind of what we expected out of Reunited on Numbani.
All right, so let's just letting the teams know that about 2.5 minutes was left on the time after second last cap.
Yep.
So if it is significantly faster than that, it will be Reunited's game.
Yep. If it is slower, then they still have a chance to push it all the way to the end and win.
Indeed. So both teams are going to be setting up their teams here yet again. We'll take a look here at the defense on the way out. From the side of OWKings, it is going to be Oxy on the 76, Miker on the Symmetra, Rib on the Junkrat, Atonian on Lucio, Olba on the McCree, and Tweedy on the Torbjorn. So I think what's going to happen here is Atonian is probably going to switch to a Reinhardt or something along those lines. Something tanky. I don't think he's going to stay on the Lucio under the setup. I might be wrong, though, because this would be really weird to run a no-tank defense. But we are going to, or no, Atonian's going to go Mercy, so now I really wonder what's going on with Tweedy.
I was going to say,
are they actually going to run the no-tank defense?
I was going to say, if he goes to a tank, then they're not going to have a real support, so he was kind of...
this is... Well, this is surprising. I mean, we've seen double builder defense a lot before, but not double builder without a tank. This could either work out beautifully, or Reunite could roll right over it.
It's a ton of damage. Conversely, Reunited is going to run double support, triple DPS, and single tank. That's going to be Mercy and Lucio. That's going to be Morte and Cruz. Unfixed and Too Easy on Pharah and Genji. Valotaja was momentarily on an offensive 76. Now he is on Diva, and Winghaven is on Winston. So double support, double DPS, double tank. Very traditional look from Reunited. Granted, not the most traditional heroes. The Diva is an interesting pick.
Yeah, the Diva is an interesting pick. We don't see her all that often, but she is going to be in play. Torbjorn in play, Diva in play. What is this meta right now that's coming at us at Numbani? We're going to find out in just a moment. All right, here comes Valotaja. He is on the assault, moving in, getting right in on top of the Mercy. Winston dropping right in. Hello, friend. But Mercy will go down, but not without some losses here on the offense, but Winghaven and Morte getting in the back, getting the triple kill, and this is looking really, really good for the offense of Reunited. Voltage going to be able to suit right back up. Has Morte, in fact, picking up the double kill on Mercy. Mercy pistol, perhaps OP. Who knew? But this is looking pretty good indeed. Olba, one last remaining people here for the defense. He is going to go down. And Reunited with good positioning on the point.
Yeah, they are able to kind of slow it down a little bit. It looked like that the first jump in wasn't going to work out as 3 kills came off quickly for OWKings, but they weren't able to deal with the Winston and Mercy. Winston and Mercy is a combination.
This momentum coming out and a beautiful midair shot on the Aetonian, deleting him from the game is Unfixed. And Unfixed might be switching heroes here, moving back to the spawn. Let's see what he switched to. Might be a Genji, in fact, at times where he's not on a Pharah. Just have to see.
I think Winston and Mercy together is something we're going to see a lot more in the future because Winston, if he goes in alone with no longer double Winstons in this format, he just gets chunked down and he dies, and he doesn't do enough damage to really be impactful. You put a Mercy with him who can actually follow him where he needs to go. Not only can you heal him up, but you start damage boosting that Tesla beam, you're doing a lot of damage to a lot of people.
Oh, absolutely. By the way, speaking of Genji, 2easy is still on the Genji. He is about to have a Dragon Blade up. He's not switching to Widowmaker, as might have been thought here. The defense does get quick 3 kills. 2easy goes for the Dragon Blade, but is immediately taken out. Eugene Okeo dead to start this out here as the defense for OWKings stabilizing. Oxy coming in the clutch. And Reunited is going to have to try again.
Yeah, Olba is trying to put this team on his back. He's had a couple really nice halves of this map so far. And I remember when Micah was talking about the team and the roster they were trying to put together, he was super excited to get him on there. Has nothing but great things to say about Olba.
Yeah, no, Olba has definitely had a good showing here today. Definitely had some very good McCree plays. But here we go. The offense is setting up yet again. We have, of course, 76 here on the back line throwing in poke. But here comes the defense. They're speeding in. Tackvisor is out. They're giving up a lot of defensive position to do this. Hope this is backfires. Winghaven comes in with the double kill. 2easy following up. Has Dragon Blade up again. Moving in, slicing and dicing. As Luciano sights will take him out before going down. And I don't like what OWKings did there. They didn't need to be that aggressive, and they've opened things up for Reunited.
Yeah, this late ult too is always a bad idea. I just feel like if 3 of your team just died, what's your ult gonna do except not be there next time? Unless you're switching off the hero. If Twitty comes back up on a Roadhog, that's absolutely a mistake. Yeah, I don't understand it.
I know, and that is a faster time. GGs are being called. That is a dramatically faster time, in fact. So they're going to ride the Truck of Triumph to the end. We'll see what the play of the game is.
Yeah, Unfixed made me absolutely eat my words as he got to Mercy time after time again, absolutely crushed those backline supports, made her uncomfortable and mostly dead a lot of the time. He was able to really play a nice Tracer to her greatest effect, just absolutely harassing the backline, and despite them running a Roadhog, they just never had an answer to Unfixed's Tracer.
No, definitely. And that is going to be Reunited's map. The reason why they are just pushing to the end there is that they got to that second point much, much quicker, which means that their map performance was better than OWKings, thus the map going to Reunited.
Yeah, but that's Reunited on Nubani. We'll see what 2easy did on his Genji. It's been a while since I've seen him on Genji.
I've got you in my sights.
And I think this is Dragon Blade that came out when OWKings was being a little bit too aggressive, and they got punished very, very severely for it. I liked what they had when the 76 was further to the back. I think they should have abused that defensive positioning a little bit more, but they pushed forward before getting a really big defensive advantage, and as a result, Reunited was sort of able to back up, assess the situation, and go in on them to great effect.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely, there's defender's advantage built into a map for a reason, and it's kind of tragic to see teams give up on that unless it's perfectly timed. We've seen teams be very aggressive on defense before, but it's at certain stages of the map where you don't have the greatest defender's advantage anyway. Kings Row 2nd comes to mind, where a lot of defenses will push forward on it because there's not really a great defender's advantage there anyway. It's kind of brawly. There you do have defender's advantage. You have high ground and you have distance, and they had the setup for it. I agree with you, probably a little too aggressive, giving away the advantage that the map had given them.
No, definitely, and I think that's one of the things that a lot of defenses get caught up. It's not just an OWKings thing. We've even seen C9 have cases where they get too aggressive and the offense punishes. Sometimes for defense, it's better just to hold your positioning, know that you have an advantage, and make the offense try and do a play rather than being a little bit over-aggressive. Now, once you actually get a pick or two on defense, I think it changes. You can punish teams pretty readily, but you have to wait for that moment. You can't force it.
Yeah. Well, and the ult coming out there at the end from Roadhog now makes sense, now that I remember that that was desperation. All they had to do was get that point. So, but generally, I've seen teams, maybe some of the games I've cast recently, I've seen just ults wasted, and nothing, grinds my gears more than 3 people died on my team. I'm going to ult anyway. Like, what's the point? What are you doing? So, we are going to Gibraltar, I believe. Yes.
Gibraltar will be the next map. That is what OWKings is choosing, and this map has been sort of a mixed bag for Reunited. They've had points where they've done really well, and points where they've looked downright bad at it. So it sort of depends what Reunited is going to show up today and what strategy will they be using. I think it's likely that we see them do the server room strategy because that's been more in vogue.
Yeah.
But you never know. There's so many ways of playing Gibraltar defense.
Well, so far my concerns about Reunited I voiced before we got into this game have been alleviated a little bit. Watching them be able to switch up heroes in the way that they have and being successful on it against a team that is a top quality team, and OWKings, yes, they are on the rise. They're maybe not, well, they're definitely not like an envious, so to speak, but to be able to watch their versatility and to look pretty good on it is calming me about, their future in the game, because they were running a very standard composition for a very long time and had success with it. But I think the way Overwatch is going, they're going to need more versatility, and they're showing flashes of it, which is good.
No, absolutely. And Voltaja, you were worried about him earlier. Like I said, so long as there is a good hit scan hero in the game, right, Voltaja is going to be A-okay. And even if McCree does get nerfed into the ground, his 76 play will be absolutely vital to Reunited going forward.
Yeah, I don't think McCree will get nerfed into the ground, but he'll definitely get a change here and there. Yeah, I don't know what it'll be. I'm excited for the next patch a lot, because you and I have been doing Overwatch for a very long time, and we've seen patches absolutely change the meta overnight. Just, hey, you guys remember Double Orb? Gone. You're just not going to see it anymore. What's really interesting, and even though we've changed our format too, is like a lot of the patches, everyone says, well, now Cloud9's going to be awful. You can't run Double Orb. That's what Cloud9 did so well. Then Cloud9 still dominates. And then we implement one hero rule, and Cloud9 probably got punished more than any other team because of it, because they ran Double Widow a lot. They ran Double Winston. I mean, a lot of teams ran Double McCree, but Cloud9, I think, comes to mind as the team that ran the most doubles of different heroes. And then Cloud9's still fine. Like, it just proves that they're just good at the game. Doesn't matter what the meta is or what kind of limits tournaments are going to have.
Yeah, I mean, I would say relative to other teams, C9 probably got hit the hardest by no hero or one hero limit, because they were undoubtedly, undisputedly, the best in the game at running Double Winston.
Yep.
A lot of teams ran it to varying degrees of success, but the coordination between Kai and Debit was phenomenal, and they're not able to run that in one hero limit, so it is a big loss for C9.
They're still
and
playing
yet they're
really well.
still doing pretty well in these tournaments right now.
Okay, well, defensively, it's looking pretty standard here. Winghaven is going to be on Reinhardt. Morte will be on, perhaps Lucio might just be speed bursting this much. Yeah, he is now on Mercy. Unfixed on a defensive Junkrat. Voltaja on McCree. Cruz on a Symmetra, which is interesting for this map.
Oh my
and
goodness.
Too easy on Sniper.
Hex, this is happening on the offense. El Presidente Bastion himself is coming out. A Tonian will be on the offensive Bastion. We have not seen this in quite a while.
Yeah, right now he's just a Guardian watching over the point. They're going to try to get it well established. They're going to push them off the roofs. Then he's going to come down and get onto it when it's below the arch. They're going to try to post up after that. Nope,
yeah,
he's switching off.
He is saying, is he switching off on the Bastion? No, not like this.
It was just
it makes sense. Tony is usually a Mercy player, and they were lacking Mercy, which is a little bit questionable on the offense.
Everyone wants to see a Bastion. When you don't have to play against them, it's fun to watch.
No, absolutely. They are going to get this first point early, but Reunited, they are going sort of the meta strat here. They are holding in the server room, and this is a great defensive position that teams have had a whole lot of trouble in getting through in recent times.
Yeah, I mean, this is where the sim makes a lot of sense, really helps shut down that server room. Hard to get through there unless you're coming through as a team coordinated. You're actually going to get a teleporter up, maybe, be able to reinforce it too. So, server room hold, here comes a tire.
Yeah, the tire is on the way. Unfixed was able to build it up relatively early. The tire looking for an opportunity here, going over the top, going to get taken out by the other Junkrat though. The world status tire in progress. Doesn't really matter. Unfixed will build another one up soon enough. And right now, OWKings really has not made a decisive move. They're really just trying to figure out how to get through this defense.
Yeah, not entirely sure what they're waiting on, maybe a pick, but they do lose their own Junkrat in the progress.
Yep, they're moving forward now. They are challenging the server room. Voltaja in the back, looking to block things down. McCree versus McCree. Alba versus Voltaja. Voltaja going to come out on top. And now Reunited with this advantage, they can move forward, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They know Alba is down. They want to just clean this up if possible, but I think they're also going to be a little bit conservative. They don't want to throw good money after potentially bad or just a situation they don't need to engage themselves in.
Yeah, they did make some progress on the card here too, so now they have a couple different options as the angle they want to approach. They don't have to try to push it through the arch, and arch in Overwatch is generally spelled doom for the team trying to push through it. Yeah, it might be better served to not try to go through the server room. Come up over the top here. You need to take out 2 easy. If you can take out 2 easy, you can have this whole area just to kind of push in.
Oh, and there it is.
Yeah.
Oxy was able to take him out, and now with the 65, the offensive OWKings trying to make him move. Unfixing gonna get knocked down by an Earthshatter, but Winghaven striking right back, moving in. Gonna have an Earthshatter of his own in just a moment. This could be absolutely devastating if he drops it. Soundbear is out for the offense. He's not gonna get the opportunity as OWKings looking way more poised than they have all game. Too Easy is back in the fray. Oxy looking for the pickoff, not able to get it. Goes back instead as Rib gets a double kill, and the payload very much secured now by OWKings.
Yeah, I mean, they hit all of their ults in sequence. I don't know if it was the sequence I would have hit them in, but they got the Earthshatter, they got to break it down, they got a Resurrection, not in that order, but it didn't matter. Everyone got resurrected, big shields up, and they were able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, and the offensive OWKings trying to keep momentum going forward. Oxy moving in, looking for extra pickoffs if he can get
The
it.
zoning tire, he might actually get Winghaven.
Winghaven just barely living versus that tire, but look at Oxy right now. Oxy uncontested, getting shots in the window, not hitting the shots he needs to hit, but it's still a good look positioning-wise for OWKings as they're moving through this hangar phase pretty quickly. Reunited needs to reestablish.
Yeah, and they've got a really nice position here on top of the hangar, watching this door at the damage boost. It's going to force them to push in. Here comes Winston over the top trying to deal with this threat.
Yeah, meanwhile, Voltaja on the defensive McCree, moving forward, flanking, might be looking for the Deadeye here in a second, takes out the Junkrat. Will it be high noon? Might not even need to be, you can just fan the hammer here from this situation.
Maybe a little too aggressive. Adantonian eventually dies, but once their sniper got pushed off the roof, I think they probably should have bailed. The McCree wasn't paying enough attention to his Mercy. She got jumped on as well. Mercy ended in way too deep, tried to get out, ended up picked up towards the end. So nice aggressive push. They got the cart pretty far, but now they're in a pretty solid position on defense. Nice ultimates to work with. And here's a switch up from Rib. He's coming up on Reaper.
Yep, he's going to go in the Reaper. Reaper, of course, getting way more play here in one hero limit. Here comes the offensive OWKings. Then here comes Too Easy on the Winston. Going right in is Voltaja. The Deadeye connecting, making it a triple kill. Unfixed with a bit of follow-up. OWKings going down just as quickly as they go in. And pre-decisive coming out from Reunited as they have firmly reestablished in the hangar phase.
It's signature Reunited. That's where all their big plays come from. If you watch highlight videos, the shield goes down on the other team through coordination, and there goes that high noon. Crack the shield, shoot him in the head. They've done it time and time again. They do it better than anyone.
For the offensive OWKings now setting back up. Oxy on Widowmaker, not really getting a whole lot of shots here. The Reinhardt causing troubles, and here comes Too Easy being super aggressive. Oxy having to run for his life, going to get taken out by the Tesla cannon, but meanwhile, Olba pulling out the Deadeye, going to go down the Unfixed in the end. A little bit of scrapping this on top of the payload as Too Easy rejoining the fight. Voltaja making it a double kill. Oof. Good stuff coming up from the Reunited side.
Some really rough alt play there, though, from Rib and Olba. I mean, Rib's going to get a lot of it refunded because he died so quickly on his Death Blossom, so he's going to have 74%. Olba chose to high noon during a Soldier 76 ult, which I guess is sneaky. If it would have worked, maybe we'd praise him, but they're both not the most ideal times to ultimate.
As the defense is set up here, Voltaja will have Deadeye up in a second. Again, we see OWKings going through that side room. The Earthshatter coming down from Winghaven, though, going to knock 3 people down. Voltaja does have Deadeye at the ready, might not even need it, as Winghaven going very deep in indeed. And he's swinging the hammer, getting way too much value. W Mouse 1 striking again as OWKings gets wiped out for what must be the 3rd or 4th time in that room.
Yeah, pretty rough there. They just don't have an answer on how to get them off this platform. In times former, you would see double Winston coming over the top, stomping on it, making sure everyone fall apart. But right now, they simply have not been able to crack it. I think they're going to try to maybe use this Earthshatter here, get some value there. They're also not getting any value off of this Widowmaker because everyone's behind the shields.
Like a man possessed.
Yep, and Voltaja right now buying a lot of time, zones people out with the Deadeye, says just kidding, saves 50% charge, and already has another 7% from landing 1 headshot. Here we go, they're coming. 4th time might be the charm here for OWKings. They're moving in, but they have taken a lot of damage as they try and get through here. Rib, though, off the Earthshatter, able to get the double kill. Olba dropping a Deadeye. OWKings might have the ticket this time.
Yeah, they died in the chase.
Yeah, works out.
They didn't need to chase there. Morte and Winghaven both went down towards the bottom. Unfixed was joining him with her. Then Rib was able to clean up both of them with his Reaper that they didn't see when they dropped down. So they gave up their really good defensive position and got punished for it.
Yep, we see Olba now moving in from the flank, able to take out Voltaja. Olba coming alive here in the last few fights. Too Easy, though, does take out Tweety. Both teams down a player, as now we see Too Easy moving in the back. Primal Rage activated, buying time, buying space. And this is important here for Reunited, as Voltaja able to get back into the fight. In fact, I think he was rezzed back up by Morte.
Yeah, I mean, Oxy is still on this Widow. I've yet to see him really have a huge impact in about the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not sure the offensive Widow has really been working out all that well for the side of OWKings. I think Reunited's been playing around it very, very well. One of the few areas where you can play around it, but here it comes. Voltaja with the Deadeye. Skulls coming up, not able to get anything. Rib trying to be sneaky on the payload, going to get taken out. I'm not sure that was the greatest idea, splitting from this team like that, because now Reunited can just move right in. They know they have a numbers advantage, and this is rough. Olba, though, going to try and make something out of nothing, picking up the double kill, making a triple kill. Morte going to undo a lot of Olba's work, but Olba getting onto the payload after getting the triple. Soundbearer coming up, and OWKings, again, making something out of nothing as they move forward.
So
that was
close.
Looking really bad, but they almost have the payload to the next checkpoint.
It's so close.
Olba again gonna take out Cruz, but here comes Winghaven, knocks down 3, swinging the hammer. Will he stay alive? He will not. You have Unfixed, still trying to razzle dazzle a little bit on top of the point right now. He's gonna get taken out, and OWKing's gonna make it to the next checkpoint, but it was not easy at all.
It's just like the last map. When they're doing really well, Olba puts them on his back as McCree, and he got 3K there, did a lot of work. Now Oxy finally gets a value, takes out Cruz early on. They need to push this cart pretty far past this point because it can be a brutal choke. Otherwise, Rib's also been doing some nice work with Reaper coming in from unexpected angles. He's got a Death Blossom up too.
Yeah, no, definitely. And Rib, he's in a decent position here. He's hoping that Reunited charges in. They do charge in. Rib getting into the backline, has to wraith for him. Took a little bit more damage than he would have liked. Both teams still have everyone up. They're still positioning. They're looking for their opportunity. Rib might be looking for a speed boost here out of Miker here in a second. He's going to speed boost in, look for the Death Blossom, but Reunited wisely backing up a bit.
Yeah, it's really hard to get those perfect Death Blossoms in now without assistance from your entire team or a Zarya to help you out, but they're going to try it.
There it is. The speed boost is out. He's Death Blossoming right in Reinhardt's face, but Reinhardt able to back out a little bit. Still will go down in the end as Rib getting in deep into the back. Morte going to do some of his handiwork, though, and Voltaja is still up, so this is not a one fight at all here for the offense, and Voltaja exploding for that double kill.
Much better.
Yeah, a nice hold there, and now it looks like the defense is going to try to hold at this quasi-choke point. I've said it time and time again, this looks like a nice wide open area, all this space to push in, but just based on the angle the defense can look at you, it might be one of the tougher chokes in the game.
No, absolutely. It's very, very deceiving. Oftentimes, good Widow play can carry the day. Oxy not having the greatest amount of luck here thus far. Voltaja going to drop out with the Deadeye here. Does not land too much. Will get knocked down by Tweety as here comes OWKings. 4 kills for them on this fight. Olba coming out with the Deadeye. Will get taken out by Too Easy in the end. But Too Easy having his team literally die all around him. He was just going to go back here and switch to Diva or something just to try and buy some time on this card. Oh, Bastion! Will El Presidente make it in time? I'm not sure. This is going to be close. Soundbearer coming out here from the offense wing, even though with the Earth Shatter, Too Easy coming in off the Bastion flank. Can Reunited save this? Nothing's on this Bastion right now. He has absolutely free reign. There's a Winston getting in on him on the back, and finally he's going to go down. Too Easy not getting the value he wants, but he did provide a good distraction. And Reunited has a puncher's chance to bring this back as another Earth Shatter coming down from the side of Winghaven.
Yeah, these deaths are permanent too. There's no resurrection up just yet. Antonio's doing his best to charge it. Everyone's staying alive. If they can take down Unfixed, they can have it.
We have the Dragon Blade coming up, but no. Tweety gonna hit him with the midair axe. He's not able to delay things out. Wow, the world's saddest Genji death at the end. OWKings able to finish things out. Not a particularly fast time, but good on them for getting through some of the areas where they got stalled out on.
Yeah, this might be the crack the shield, knock it down. Ah, shield wasn't even up. I don't know how you drop a shield when you just saw High Noon, but...
Chat react to some of the Voltaja plays, everything from McBalance to McSkill to McRMB. But anytime anyone says McRMB, I just think McRib. And the McRib is not back right now.
Tragic.
Not yet. Although when you, the McRib is one of those things where it's like, it's kind of tasty when you first have it if you don't think too hard about what it is you are actually.
Yeah, you only get it for the marketing, and because it's, I mean, it's artificial.
It's exclusive. It's time-based.
Artificial scarcity. Anyway, I think they lost that shuttle because one, Rib wasn't getting in good positions, right? It was really smart to switch to the Reaper. He was constantly getting into the shuttle, and they had to worry about it all the time. So they'd send the Winston out there, already lowering their forces there, and then they ended up chasing a couple times. They chased once, trying to get a couple kills. Their Mercy and I believe Unfixed was on a 76, looking for the chase. They both got cleaned up by Rib, able to push through there. So, and also, I mean, Olba just, when he gets 3 and 4Ks, has been when they've actually shined the best. So, pretty, long time, a very beatable offensive time, but I'm actually a little surprised that OWKings was able to push through there, and I think some of it was a little too aggressive defense on Reunited's part.
Yeah, no, I mean, Reunited, I think there was definitely points that they could have polished things out, and I agree, there were points where they were over-aggressive. I don't really like what happened towards them at the end, but give credit where credit is due. OWKings definitely brought it to them. Olba had some very top-notch McCree play, and right now we'll see if Reunited can crack through this OWKings defense a bit quicker than OWKings went in on them, and if they do, they will win this map, and they will win the series.
Yeah, what was the exact time? I always forget. It was like 10:20?
It was 10:56.
10:56, okay. So a little
So it's a very, very beatable time for Reunited.
To my last breath.
Okay. Well, defensively, for OWKings, they are going to run Twitty on Reinhardt. Rib is going to be on Soldier 76 behind that shield. Oxy still on that defensive Widow. Oba on McCree, and they're going to run double supports, and Mercy that's going to be at Antonian, and Miker on Lucio.
Yeah, just now catching up on the McRMB comments. People now spamming McRMB. I'm loving it. Well, either way, take a look at the Reunited side. For the offense, going to be Morte on the Mercy, Winghaven on Reinhardt, Cruz on Lucio, Unfixed on Winston. Too Easy will actually be running this May, so that's going to be interesting. Unfixed switching up to Fair at the end, and Voltage going to be on the 76, so you're going to see some May on offense. Usually you see her on defense, but will this have value? Maybe it's a way of getting through the server room.
Olba immediately takes down Unfixed. Yeah, I think it's definitely a server room pick, although they're not set up there. All you do is just put a door in front of it and walk past it.
No, I think that's a really good use for May. If everyone's going to be in the server room, you just ice wall them out and go from there, and we're going to see if this works out. I'm definitely curious. The moment of truth is coming up soon, because what's going to happen, Too Easy is going to speed boost it in, wall them off, and then they're just going to try and push a payload while ignoring their team. And there they go. There's the speed. There's the wall. Doesn't quite have the team follow-up for it just yet, though. I like the idea. It's a cool idea.
Yeah, I mean, May always revolves around cool ideas, is the problem.
I see where you're going with the pun here, but Too Easy getting in here, going to freeze out the Reinhardt as Reunited making things happen, not really even needing the full value of the wall, but oh no, is Lucio going to get frozen next? Too Easy gets in, and the May has been working out.
Yeah, I mean, I've loved trying to put Maze into different compositions. I actually really like her with a Lucio to be able to close the ground onto certain heroes and actually chase some kills. I like also May with a Reaper to segment people off and then just blast them in the face with a Reaper. So anything that can close that ground and that really eliminates May's weaknesses is a strong push here. That's a very fast first cap. Not that they need to set a great time, but...
And the May wall is actually messing with the defense yet again. I kind of like this new look for the May walls, seeing her used a little bit more tough. Winghaven going to charge right in. No fear on him. About to have Primal Rage. That's why he's being that aggro, but he did not build it up in time. Some mistake there. Voltage, though, coming in, was able to take out Oxy. Trying to take out Olba now. Is Olba on the flanking Deadeye. Going to take him out, but Heroes Never Die. Morte coming in with the res. And it's not over yet as Voltage now dropping the McCree damage. 3 quick kills here for the side of Reunited after that res, and this push is not over yet.
This is when Oxy needs to be cleaning up. When everyone is all alone, scattered about, there's no pressure on him. He had 30 seconds of clear shots and didn't hit one of them.
No, I mean, you can't have that level of performance off your Widow. Your Widow needs to be on point and devastating. If your Widow is missing shots, it is catastrophic. And Reunited right now on track to saying a very quick time indeed. Voltage is going to punish Olba, even as Olba gets a double kill. And here's the thing, the defense is getting kills here, but they haven't been able to stop the offensive momentum. We do have the Earthshark coming in from Tweety. Maybe this is what the defensive OWKings needs. They are clearing out on the payload as we speak. But again, look at Reunited. They're swarming over this entire fight here. They're looking for opportunities. Too Easy, though, pretty low, having to run for his life. Sound barrier coming up from the defense. I'm not sure they needed to use that. I think Reunited was already backed off. That is kind of a waste in the sound barrier.
Yeah, they've been a little off here and there as far as ultimates going. Nothing devastating that's cost them yet, but it's something to look at going forward with OWKings. It's something they could tighten up for sure.
Well, speaking of ultimates right now, Unfixed does have a Dragon Blade at the right. Pulse Bomb's up. Almost everything is up here for Reunited. They should be able to use all these ults and move forward. It's too easy. Takes out Micah with the stick. He's going to pay for it with his life, but Lucio is dead. The damage is done, and Unfixed now looking to slice and dice. Has Olba in his sights. Olba going to get cut down. Olba getting immediately res. That's a 5-person res coming out for OWKings. Will it be enough for them to hold? Olba certainly thinks so, as Olba now swarming on the point with the rest of his team.
Yeah, late res brings up a couple. Wow, that Earth Shatter turns everything around. Look at Oxy finally getting kills. He's on Winston now. I don't mean to pile on.
That's quite a difference going from Widowmaker, which, lover or hater, does have a highly skill-based component in landing your shots. Winston, who's more decision-making and
yeah, I don't mean to pile on. He's had a rough game on Widow, and I actually think it's really smart. If you're having a bad game on a hero, maybe you're normally great on it, just switch. If you're not getting what you need done, then switch. And he does, and now he gets a couple kills. He's really helping his team. Now they take high ground on the shuttle. Conversely, Too Easy is now up on Widowmaker, so maybe Oxy can... Wow, Too Easy kills Oxy.
Oh, Too Easy. Yeah, Too Easy killing Oxy anyways. Oxy going down here, and this is 65 for Reunited. Reunited probably should have won that last fight. It was really good on OWKings to defend, but Too Easy now getting all sorts of value, killing both tanks, taking out Alba. Too Easy has won this fight here for his team. Atonian is not going to have a resurrection up this time.
Yeah, I think Too Easy. Notice there's not a Widow up that he's going to have to contend with. Not that he's afraid to go into Widow battles, but it's a lot easier to play Widow when there's not one around. Takes down his biggest threat in Winston and then just carried that.
Voltage not done yet, helping out Winghaven. They're going to clean out that corridor, staggering the dust even more. And Too Easy is over here spamming Crouch.
That's kind of
Atonian not necessarily happy over that.
Kind of Too Easy's thing, though. He's a character.
Too Easy needs a dancing partner, though. It's not the same unless he's talking crap to Mendo.
Oh, yeah, those were great days.
Either way, we do have the Deadeye coming out here from Voltage. The zoning Deadeye on the way. Although up the time zoning Deadeye turns into a kill as he somehow takes out Atonian. Atonian got caught in that. 2 extra kills here for the offense. No resurrection available for the defense. And this is rough. They blow sound barrier sort of just to buy them some time here, but that might not work out in their favor.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to cost them as much as it should, but Antonio cannot die there. There were 2 shields. He could have been in the fish tank. He could have been behind Reinhardt. There's no reason to die there.
The triple res did come out from Atonian. Even though Too Easy had a very good snipe on him as he came in, the defense is going to reestablish a little bit off of this. As Too Easy, though, in the back, uncontested, looking for chances to pick off, has to sort of juke the Winston, takes out Rib, though, and Too Easy now really coming into his own towards the end of this match as the rest of Reunited swarming on top of the payload.
Yeah, Olba's got high noon up. He's the only one alive. He's going to have to carry here. He gets hooked. That dream's dead.
Locust coming out unfixed, making things happen, getting the double kill. Ultimates are up here. Winghaven could be dropping the hammer. There it is, knocking down 2 people. And that might be all Reunited needs. Winghaven doing the Pannon W mouse 1, getting on top of the spawn point, and Reunited going to set a vastly faster time, and they have secured their ticket into the winners semifinals.
That looks pretty dominant there from Reunited. They looked very good. This is that res in the shuttle towards the end, 5-man.
This is a beautiful res.
It is.
Heroes never.
Even though she died right away, bringing up the entire rest of your team, that's pretty good. And Olba was able to really clean up on that opportunity.
Yeah, so a good showing from Reunited. Kind of what we expected to happen there. Reunited just performed really well. Really no flaws in their game there, except maybe overextending once or twice on defense. And now that I think about it, just going back to it, they might have just gotten bored a little bit. They were holding that platform for 5 or 6 minutes and then eventually started chasing kills is what they eventually lost the shuttle on. But very, very good performance. They look strong.
And actually, I'm saying winners semifinals, but there's no double limit today. It's just the simple semifinals. No extra frills, nothing like that. And take a look at the bracket. Do we know who they'll be going up against? I believe Rogue versus NG Blue still going on. In fact, that is going to a 3rd map, so that is going to be an interesting game. Also, for those who are curious, NVV creation about to take place. That is going to be going on the top bracket. We might actually switch that. We'll see. That was definitely a good look from Reunited.
Maybe. Because that's Flat Earth versus IDDQD, essentially.
No, that is a great matchup. In fact, we're just going to see what the status is on there. We'll probably take a quick break either way because I desperately need to grab a drink. I am weak and did not bring extra
Fiddles.
water or otherwise up here to begin with.